We can use interpolation. So we need to get from product dot photo. We will get the preview from there. So width is 100 and height also 100. Okay. Usually it will display the image there. And I will just keep this 200, 200. And in the CSS, I will put box as a float left. Okay. Margin left as some 30 pixel. Okay. And padding as 20 pixel. Fine. There is general box appearance we have given. It will be like this. Now the point is, when I click on show preview, then only this must be displayed. The preview must be displayed. Right? Usually, if you have learned JavaScript or jQuery, like in JavaScript, jQuery by default, actually we can show and hide any element. Show and hide any element. That means when we need, it will display. And when we don't need, it will hide. Now the point is, when you hide any element, for that actually we can use style. We can keep display. Style is display. Display as we can put none, or visibility. You can use display none. That means if I keep display none, it will not be there. Actually, we can apply that. Dynamically also we can do. For example, for this div, I am using display style and display as none. That means usually it will not be displayed. But important is it is not displayed, but it is still in the page. You can see I will press F12. In the debugger, you can see it is the debugger. In the debugger, we have elements. In the elements, you can observe here. So this is elements. In the elements, you can observe clearly. In the elements, observe here clearly. You can see that in our app, we have a div. In the div second box, which is having image, you can see display as none, and that image is present. Only the point is the image is not shown to you, but image is present. That doesn't make any good sense, because if you are not showing the image, then better remove it from the DOM. Why? Because if it is still in the DOM, that means the page burden is not reduced. The page is facing the same burden, only the point is it is not displayed. So whenever any component or any area you don't want to show, then better to remove than hiding. It will improve the performance of page, because especially in single page applications, we want the page to continuously grow, and we want the page to remove, because when page is growing continuously, page becomes heavy. And when user is not watching anything, don't hide them on the page, just remove them from the page. If they are continuously, page is continuously growing and you are adding new things, existing things are hidden, that doesn't make any sense, because the page is still having them, but not using them. So that's the reason. Now ngIf can handle that. What ngIf can do is, it can dynamically show and hide, but important, it's not showing and hiding. It can add and remove. For example, I want to hide this, I want to remove this photo. Then I can use the structural directive here, asterisk ngIf. is equal to, it uses a Boolean value. Ng if is equal to false. I'm using false. Ng if is equal to false. When I use ng if equal to false, instead of using that general display style, here ng if equal to false, you can see photo is not there. And observe here, when I scroll, when I open this if container, in the second box, you can observe that. So there is no image, it is removed. In the second box, there is no image. It says that bindings are there and image is not present. Image is not present. And important, when I set it to true, so when I set it to true, that means it will add that image again into the page. When I set to true, you can go into the body if demo in that div, in that second box. Now you can see here in the second box we have image. We have image. So it adds image. Now it can remove image. It can add or remove any element from the DOM. That you have to dynamically maintain. So what is the purpose of ng if? Structurally, it is used for adding and removing the elements from the DOM. It is a structural directive. So its main intention is to add elements, remove elements. It's not like your if condition inside the logic, so which can handle functionality. This is not for handling functionality. This is only to control the structure. Now, how you will manage this dynamically? Very simple. We can send this value. We can send value from a dynamic property. See here, we are declaring a property is add or say show image. Show image is by default false. It's a Boolean value. And I will apply this show image. I will apply that show image here. I will apply the show image here. That means ng if is using show image property, which is having a Boolean value. And very important is, so you can see it is not there, because by default in the logic it is false, so it is not there. Okay. Now when user clicks the button, preview button, then this false must turn it to true. That means now what I can do here, I can write an event public show button click. On show button click, I need to get this dot show image is equal to, we will write a toggle logic. Toggle logic is nothing but we will write a terminate here like this. This dot show image, this dot show image is equal to, we will use a ternary operator here, right? Okay. So this dot show image is equal to false. If it is equal to false, then question mark, then put a true into it. Put a true into it. Else put a false into it. False into it. That is a ternary operator. That means what we are doing here is, so here we are simply using a logic. If it is false, then keep it to true. If it is true, then keep it to false. That's simple. We are using a simple ternary operator. If it is false, make it true. If it is true, make it false. Not only that, I can change the button text also. For example, I will keep here btn text is equal to, so btn text is equal to, so by default as a show, the btn text I am displaying, I am using show, and this also I can change. So what I can do here is here this dot btn text is equal to, so this dot